Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play for Sid Meier's Civilization 6. It's been a while since we've done a non-streamed game of Civilization, but with the new Australia DLC, it seemed like a good opportunity to do that since we do have a running live stream series going on right now with Poland. Both Poland and Australia are DLC civilizations. They came post-release over here, and both of them do seem to be a little on the powerful side. Now, I haven't actually played as Australia yet, and I mean, I haven't necessarily read all, any forum posts or anything like that, doing a detailed analysis. For all I know, these are mid-tier, but I don't know, it seems pretty strong. First of all, the plus 100% production bonus is either they have received a declaration of war, or they have liberated a city in the past 1 year. So if someone declares war on me, we double our production for 20 turns. That is a massive, massive amount of time, or liberated a city. That is incredibly potent. But more importantly, I think, even that, is the land down under ability, which gives you bonus to housing on coastal cities. Now, I don't know if that stacks if you were to a satellite coastal city that's also got fresh water, i.e. is adjacent to a river. Does that stack? In which case, oh my god, that is a crazy amount of housing in a city very, very early on. But even without this, it gives you a lot more placement opportunity because it makes settling on the coast as good as settling on a river. But we're going to find out if those things stack or not. Pastures trigger a culture bomb. I don't know if this one's quite as relevant as the Polish one, where if you build an encampment or a fort, it will culture bomb, because it's hard to, fine-tune things in such a way that you will be able to steal tiles with a pasture. However, ignoring the tile stealing aspect of the culture bomb, it is still a really good way to expand your borders a little bit faster, something that's going to be quite potent. Yields from campuses, commercial hubs, holy sites, and theater squares are +2 in tiles with charming appeal, +4 in breathtaking. So if you can somehow arrange really beautiful tiles for your various districts, that is going to be potent. It'll be interesting to see if that shows up in our tooltip when we place the districts down. If not, I might forget it from time to time. We'll see. Okay, the next super crazy powerful thing is the Digger unit, which replaces the infantry and has +10 combat strength when fighting on coastal tiles and +5 combat strength when fighting in neutral or foreign territory. And again, I don't know, they might stack, but we know that even a +5 modifier is gargantuan in the combat of Civ 6. Really, really stupendous. +10 would be unbelievably strong, and if they stack, that means fighting on the coast in foreign territories gives you +15. That's like being 2 tech levels ahead. It's really, really amazing. And then finally, see, even if all the other stuff wasn't like crazy, insanely good, then you got the Outback Station, which is a new tile improvement that your builders can build that gives +1 food and +1 production, which is pretty good by itself. You get an additional +1 food for each adjacent pasture, and you get more food and production as you advance through the technology and civic tree for adjacent Outback Stations and pastures. So I don't know exactly, exactly how that will work, but it sounds to me like it might scale the way that farms scale when you unlock things like feudalism, for example. Can only be built in desert hills, grassland, or plain tiles. So basically flat terrain, unless it's a desert terrain, then you can do that's fine. Then you can do a desert hill, but that's it. Wow, this is going to be quite strong. We're going to be playing Deity, difficulty, epic speed. We're going to play on the Island Plates map because it's nice to add in some variety. Also, this will guarantee we have a lot of coast, and we'll play on a standard size map. But that will be it. I don't know who our opposition will be, what resources we're going to start from. I actually don't know anything about John Curtin here. I feel bad, but world history is not my strong suit. And, no offense to Australia, but as another relatively small Commonwealth country, not small, we're large, but low in population Commonwealth country. Trust me, I feel your pain when people don't know much about your history overall. Apparently this guy had something to do with, I think it was World War II, but did he die right before the end of World War II? I just saw a few comments here and there giving a little bit of backstory of this guy. Clearly you'll have to do a wee bit more research at some point in the future, but for now, I'm just happy to be smashing the face. So we only started next to one pasturable land, so we're not necessarily going to get to take full advantage of our ability. Also, we are not starting adjacent to fresh water, although with our down under ability, that is going to be somewhat less punishing. It seems perfectly fine to start here. Now, it is true, we don't actually have to start on the coast. We could go ahead and move up onto this tile over here. We'd be inland. There's a possibility for like a crazy sweet campus on the other side, but our second city can get that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and settle in place. It is interesting that it doesn't actually recommend a city here as opposed to these locations there. The game might not be aware that the coast is actually pretty strong. Be adjacent to the mountains, not very good either. I actually wonder if I shouldn't just move inland over here. Tell you what we're going to do. First, I'm going to move my warrior north here. If I had... Okay, I do have fish, actually. So I do have a sea resource that might make it slightly vaguely worthwhile. I do like starting... You know what? It's fine. So, we're going to have that. We're going to rename our first city. Excellent. Okay, so we are ready to go. What are we going to produce first? Well, I think we are going to take the very... yeah, we're going to go scout into Slinger, I think. Because it is Deity, we're going to worry about Barbarians, so getting that early Slinger is nice, plus it lets you get the Eureka moment for Archery, which is now a requirement for a tech. So, Archery used to be like a dead-end node for some reason, but they didn't make a change there, and I think that's very good. I'm not a fan of dead-end techs, generally speaking. It certainly feels really weird that you could have just skipped Archery in general. I mean, it wasn't a very smart move, because Archery is very strong, but it is there. We could rush Sailing, we do have the boost for it, but I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to... Because you can't boost these, so... You know, you're going to have to hard research them at some point. I think I'm going to get Pottery out of the way. Gives us option for an early campus, but also gives us the ability to unlock the plantation, which isn't terrible. We should get a boost relatively early. Probably will grab Animal Husbandry pretty quick, too. But yeah, that's going to be all right. I mean, we're going to need farming for the copper and everything, too, but overall, I'm generally okay with that. All right, next turn. And we haven't met anyone yet. Oh, my God, crazy. So, Inspiration... Foreign trade. Oh, it's another continent over there. How lovely. Lots of fish, too, and bernerners. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this fish is out of reach of Vienna, but we could settle just a little higher up the coast, or we could go across to this other island here, which, again, is considered to be part of a different continent. Can we mouse over and see? This is part of Oceania, but I am not in Oceania. I am in Euromerica, because, sure, why not? Why would I be in... Why would I be... in Oceania? It wouldn't make any sense for Australia to start in Oceania. Clearly, Euro-America makes more sense. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Ooh, goody hut. Excellent. Very happy making. I'm running with the CQUI once more here, which I do enjoy quite a bit. Two of the biggest reasons for using it is the lens for workers, or builders, I should say, as well as, well, I may as well go here since I can't enter that this turn, as well as the better trade routes overview. Although there's quite a lot of improvements in this this UI mod that I appreciate very much. We got a Eureka towards writing. That's very handy. We got some horsies. Okay, it's there. I couldn't actually tell. Like, I couldn't see the horses at first. I'm like, is it this tile or is it this tile? Okay, so we can't get double adjacency bonus for our Outback Station. That's too bad. Still, one thing that's nice about our current landscape is there are... Oh, this is literally a bottleneck. Ooh! Because I was going to say, even just like being sort of on the tip of kind of a peninsula or something, I'm not sure if you would call this exactly that, but means there's very few angles from which barbarians can attack us. You know what I never did is I never checked to see what tiles we were working in Vienna. Okay, we're working that, which is fine. Yeah, it's really the only reasonable tile. We'll really need our borders to expand. Why are you going to get the fox first? Okay, that's actually pretty good. Food, production, gold. Yeah, okay. Pretty legit. So yeah, it's fully dead-ended. I mean, I could sort of peek around the corner if I went further, but I don't think that helps as much. I'll go down and work our way over here. So we've got some good, obviously, campus and or holy site locations. We're very well protected here. Hopefully I'm hoping there's a good city spot down here so that we can sort of legitimately expand out of our corner. But there's certainly room for some sort of city in here. Okay, next turn. Pottery's coming in. Code of Law's coming in. Fine, fine, fine. I'm going to get that scout. We can go scoot boot. Jade down here, mining. More mountains. I mean, no shortage. Like, the Alps are pretty crazy here. Okay, we do have to remember we're on island plates, so it makes sense that there's a lot of, there's going to be limited space. And we will have to expand off the coast relatively soon. Now, this allows builders to embark, but you need to go up to shipbuilding for all units to embark, which will be pretty important pretty quick. And actually, on this map, more than anything, I may have not needed to worry about getting out the early scout. The Slinger's still going to be important, because God knows barbarians will still spawn. They can actually spawn over here. There's enough space, and we will have to go and deal with them. And again, we're really hoping to get the Eureka towards archery. Just such a nice little perk. I may as well go here and get some extra vision. Ooh, silk, okay. Fine, fine, fine. Come down here. Another goodie hut. Excellent. Didn't realize there was a scouting filter to highlight goodie huts. That's brilliant.
Clay must feel happy in the
Pottery is now done. I think we're going to get animal husbandry next. Again, it's not like we're going to rush the campus or anything. So despite the boost, it's not that critical. Sailing, same thing. We're not necessarily going to rush a galley or need to improve fishing boats right away, so we don't need to use that boost. So I think I'm gonna keep getting the tier 1. Animal husbandry is going to be important too to unlock archery in case we need it, so that's going to be handy dandy. I'll move you down here. I will pop that goodie hut. Lots of freaking mountains. That is making the pathing kind of interesting. Okay, I'm going to move here with the scout and then upgrade you. We are going to get you... I'm going to just move you down the left branch here for maximum scouting ability. So that's going to be fine. Oh, I should have checked tiles. Well, almost certainly you're working the fox, yes? Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're totally okay. More food, more growth. That's fine. We do need to get some tile improvements pretty quick. I'm actually wondering if the Slinger is the right way to go. I'm going to go ahead and set Auto Explorer on the Scout. Most likely it's going to run out of stuff pretty quick. And what I'm thinking of doing is actually moving, because I think that's going to be a dead end here. I'm going to move the Warrior over here. Although if I do this, there's pros and cons. I could prevent Barbarians from spawning, but then I can't kill anyone with my Slinger to get the boost. So maybe I'll just move the Warrior back home, leave him in here, intentionally leave some Fog of War over here, and hope some Barbarians spawn. But yeah, we're going to need to move up to shipbuilding pretty quick, because the first one is only builders. It's not even settlers. So we need to get all the way up to shipbuilding if we want to get off this damn rock. Oh, we got barbarians down there. Okay, well, that works out quite nicely. Australian Scout, I'm going to just move you back for safety. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the Warrior over here to just, you know, tank any sort of random overflow. We're going to have to find their Scout. I wonder where their Scout went. Can they embark from the start? Because I don't remember seeing one. There was a unit in here, but I don't remember the Scout itself. So yeah, we got to get the killing blow with our Slinger, which hasn't even spawned yet, but soon. Decent amount of cash. We could buy another tile, but we don't need to. Is there? Well, that's an interesting little display thingy. How do you... Alt? There you go. Look at that! I'm betting we are at the edge of the world here in terms of the texture map, the internal texture map. We're probably on the far right side or left side. That was interesting. Anyway, it's leading to like a slight seam over here. What's funny is it looks... See, I was confused about why I could move on here earlier, because it looks like a hill, doesn't it? The left side looks like a hill. But it's just... There's a hill here, and I think it's rendering it incorrectly. That is quite funny. Yeah, you can't get there. Can't get there from here. I should not have started with the Scout. Forgetting that I was on an island map. We will want the Scout later, but I could have probably gone straight to Slinger. Just start, like, Slinger into Builder.
It is not wisdom,
Scout first is a really good strategy normally. Code of Laws is done. We are... I guess we'll just do foreign trade because we've got the boost to it already. And we get to update our government here. Right, we don't get to choose a government, but we get to put in a policy. So we may as well take Discipline here, because Survey does nothing for us at this time. And I'll take God King, so we can get the Pantheon. And actually, we may want to go Holy Site. Now, it'll be kind of tricksy to decide. There's not really a sweet spot in my capital here, Vienna, to build an ideal campus / holy site. Although, the next 2 cities we build to fill up sort of this island here actually can do that very well. So, I mean, I know I'm not doing anything with my Scout, but that's fine. Alright, Slinger's nearly done. We've just moved into the forest. Choose production. I think we're going to go straight into a builder here. I think that's very good. I'll go and take an attack and then just start resting up. And the Slinger's going to move down to here. Keep these guys a little bit weak. So, it must... Do the Barbarian Camps, do they start at the start of the game, maybe? And it takes them a little while to spawn a settler? That's possible. Lisbon, what's your mission? Train a spearman. Tile-wise, we're okay here. We're not worried about Lisbon stealing any tiles from us, which is nice to see. I'm just going to keep putting around with the scout just a bit. But yeah, I don't think there's anything for the scout to find. If I put you on auto explorer, I don't think you would do anything. So you just fortify until healed, that's fine. Yeah, you're just going to stand there. We'll definitely have to get you some embark stuff soon.
If there are no dogs in heaven,
there's a ship.
Then when I die,
that's going to be a bit of an issue. These things can be a pain in the ass. Right into sailing? Versus riding? No. I think we'll pick up riding and we'll try to build an early campus. We'll build a settler after this builder finishes. Okay, you are not allowed to kill yourself. Do not commit suicide. I will move back over here, actually, with my warrior. Hello. Yeah, you move there, so that nothing will happen. And yeah, you'll move here. And then we're going to be okay. Unless this quadrime causes too many problems. Did that count as a Eureka? My slinger killed the spearman. Oh my. That does not count. What? Alright, well, that's fine. We'll deal with it. I'm going to pop that anyway. Oh my god. So it said, you know, the slinger killed the spearman, but that did not count as a spearman kill or slinger kill for Eurekaing myself. That's funny / annoying. Well, let's move back within my borders here, at least for now. Maybe something will spawn. I mean, we might actually really do want another barbarian encampment spawn. I mean, oh my god, that bombard. Yeah, okay, let's just run away then. These barbarian ships have definitely been a problem in the past. They can be very scary. Look at this abuse. And actually, I'm not going to be able to escape. I can't escape this barbarian ship. He's going to kill this unit too, and there's nothing I can do about it. Holy crap. They do a lot of damage early on. And last time I ran into, like, the Scourge of Barbarian Quadrimes, I think was pre-release. But they are so nasty, so dangerous. Alright, you're working decent tiles. You're still growing. It does suck to lose all the units. It does suck we got robbed of the Eureka. I'm more bothered by that than the loss of units, by far. By far. Alright. At least then this guy finishes. I think we're just going to go into wheat plus fur. I don't think we care as much about the copper.
Writing and sharing. It's part of the human condition to want to share things.
Hang on.
Thoughts,
map options,
ideas, opinions.
Show resource icons. Oh! It's probably as a result of the mod. My icons are inverted here. That's a little bit odd. Well, I think we're going to have to go sailing into, like, shipbuilding just to defend ourselves. Alright, Vienna's about to finish its builder. Oh, I like the little tag here. I don't know if that's part of the update or if that's part of one of my mods that is adding the number of builds on here. That's actually really handy. There's a Eureka towards irrigation, which will be handy later on. We need to get a settler. I mean, I want a monument, and I mean, the granary will be handy as well, although housing capacity is a freaking whopping 7, which is great. I need to get a settler out. And we'll do a little bit of dot mapping soon. Someone's built Stonehenge. Okay, that's fine. There's some stone down here, but we're never really going to compete. I'm thinking what we might do, for example, is consider building a city here, because that'll reach both crabs. It doesn't give us the opportunity to build our outback station next to the cattle here. It also doesn't really get to work the jade or the crabs. So an alternative spot might be here, for example. If I do this... Okay, so this fish, there's overlap there. Get the jade, the crab, this cattle. Also has 1, 2, 3... Oh! Vienna could actually build a turbo campus over here. Alright, there's that. To the north, what do we got? Well... Oops, no, not that pin. 1, 2, 3... I think to the north what we do is build something like here. I think that's pretty good. It'll be a good opportunity to test to see if we get the double housing bonus from the Australian coast bonus plus the river bonus. It gets us the horses. It doesn't get the fish. 1, 2, 3. It does not get the fish. So settle on the other side if I'm willing to lose this mountain spot, which is probably okay. Alright, that's not too shabby. I mean, certainly there's going to be plenty of overlap with Vienna, but overlap only matters if both cities hit, like, max size. Other than that, some overlap is fine. I mean, this is really overlappy, but it's not like, you know, we're tight on space. It doesn't mean, it means I can't pasture adjacent to the horses, although I can still pasture adjacent to the sheep. 1, 2, 3, gets the fish. Is it more important to get the fish, or is it more important to get maximum outback bonus? I bet you it's more important to get more max outback bonus. So you know what? I will, in fact, settle here. And I think this is going to be my first city, especially with all these mountains over here. It's also a little closer to the mountains, so we'll be able to build our districts a little sooner. All right. We've got lots of food happening in Vienna. That's really good. That is really good. Scout's still not doing anything. There's still that quadrime going around. It might be harassing Lisbon, though, so that wouldn't be too terrible for me. You can go over here and improve the furs, get our first luxury resource online. That'll be your last build, which will be your third improvement, which means we can get a boost to the other civic choice.
That's the positive aspect of
Development
trade,
foreign trade is complete. Yeah, so we're going to
The
start
world
working
gets stirred up
towards craftsmanship, because we'll get the boost relatively soon to that. So that's going to be okay. We've got a trade route available, which we can start sending over here. We don't have a quest for it. But that's okay. Building a spearman, well, I mean, we're definitely going to have to build more units later on. What unlocks spearman? I don't remember. Bronze working over here. That actually wouldn't be bad. Just, you know, skip building any more warriors. It's not like we have any immediate threats, barring barbarians. Now, as soon as we're here, there's not going to be any barbarian spawn here, other than coastal stuff from other islands. Let's go and set up just the camp here. That's going to be fine. There's our inspiration towards craftsmanship. We get the extra gold, which is okay. We're up to 300. How much do we need for a builder? 320. We could also buy a spearman instead of building a spearman, which is a possibility. We could also potentially buy ships, although I don't think that's really what we're looking for. It'll almost certainly be a builder, and we can actually buy it next turn. There it is. And I think I will do so. I think I will hook up the copper and then get ready to... Yeah, may as well do that now. We'll hook up the copper, and then we'll be able to improve the sheep and the horses. Oh, we could also consider building an outback station. Now, do I have that tech right away?
But life.
Outback station. No, any of the guild's tech. Okay, so that doesn't come for a long, long time. And we'll have to consider, if we're going to be placing outback stations, leaving room for that. But that's okay, because early on I don't tend to spam out too many farms. So we should be okay. I think I will start teching towards shipbuilding, and we will indeed start building the 2 galleys relatively soon. Oh, I don't have mining. So this guy really is just going to sit idle. I could go and build a farm. I just said I don't tend to do that too much. I think I'm just going to leave this builder around and not really do anything with him right now. That is on a hill, so yeah, we're going to... Overall, this is going to be a pretty productive tile. It's only got a base production of 1. Oh, it's a desert hill. And I'm sure there's someone watching that's like, Petra. Actually, Petra City, like that one over there, would be pretty good, but it's hard to build wonders on Deity. It's easy to steal them, though. So yeah, just finish the settler. I think that's going to be fine. We're going to finish the settler, and then most likely we will pop out 2 galleys. I might go and get the monument, but then get started on the galley spam, because, well, galley spam 2. We need to defend from barbarians. We also need to explore, and this is going to be a really important tech for us, so getting the boost to it soon is good. Maybe beelining it doesn't make any sense. You know what? We should probably pick up mining. I don't know. I mean, we may want bronze working for the spearmen. I don't know if that's critical. We might want to found a religion since we are so isolated. And we've already got the boost to irrigation. We don't need plantation right now. And that is a dead-end tech. Yeah, we're going to consider that one. Let's clear marshes, which is pretty good, but that's about it. Probably we will go and, well, maybe we'll wait until we find natural wonder. I mean, we can't get Stonehenge. So, I mean, someone's already got that religion. Does tend to be difficult to found religions on higher difficulties, but it's not impossible. Okay. The money situation's pretty good for this phase of the game, though. I'm going to move you to here. I don't want you to go on the cliff, because I'm worried about the triremes or the quadremes or whatever it is. But this gives us a little bit more fog busting for barbarians. All right, we'll fortify there. We're going to go and we're going to put a cut in after this turn here. And we are on the cusp of completing the first settler, which we're going to go over there. Craftsmanship is done. We can change some of our civics around. We did get the boost here, but really it's about getting political philosophy as quickly as possible. So we'll probably half build both of these two and see what goes on. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you guys next time.